Hi, and welcome to the ICAAR April podcast. We are going to have a bunch of great items today to talk about. But as always, joining us, Megan Flewellyn, our CEO of ICAAR. It's great to have you here, and always great to talk with you. So today we're going to be covering some great topics. We have the big news from NAR, the clear cooperation policy for the MLS. We're also going to talk about, April, it's Fair Housing Month, so we want to recognize that and really bring some spotlight onto what that means. And we got some forum updates. We got some volunteer opportunities. The YPN bags, we'll have Jonathan Fell here later to talk about that, and just a lot more. So let's get into it. Ready to go, Megan?
Let's do it.
So coming up first here, we have the big news, everyone's kind of been talking about right now, the CCP changes. We've got some additional kind of layers to that and what NAR is talking about. So Megan, can you fill us in a little bit on some of those details?
Yeah, I would love to. So big news, NAR did recently announce that they were making some changes, some updates to their clear cooperation policy. So just to kind of start off the bat, as a reminder, what is CCP, clear cooperation policy? That is the MLS rule that was introduced back in 2019. And that is the rule that states that if a property is publicly marketed, it must be available on the MLS. And if for some reason a property was marketed before it was on the MLS, so say you had a sign in the yard or you posted on social media about it, that would trigger the CCP rule, which would then say you've got 24 hours to get that property listed onto the MLS.
Yep.
So that's the rule that's always existed since 2019, and they're not changing anything about that. So CCP is still in effect in its traditional capacity. What's new is they're creating a new avenue of listings in addition to the existing ones. So this new listing type, it's called by NAR the Delayed Marketing Exempt Listing. So we'll call it that for now. But these lists are listings that will appear in the MLS. They are able to be marketed. So you're able to put that sign in the yard, talk to your friends, talk to other brokers about this property for sale. The big difference with this new listing type is that it will not be fed out to aggregate websites via those IDX feeds, those
Sure.
Internet Data Exchange feeds. So even though they're not publicly marketed on those websites, you are still able to control the marketing, how you and your client think will be best for that property in that capacity.
And the agents still will be able to see, even though it's not feeding out to all the other websites, it is on our MLS, and it is something that every agent has equal opportunity to see that new listing.
Yes, absolutely. So if before we kind of thought there's two main avenues of listings, there's an active listing or an office exclusive.
Sure.
That active listing being one that's on the MLS, marketed, fed out to public websites. It's kind of like a standard traditional what you may think of listing.
Yep.
And then an office exclusive is one where if you did not want it marketed online, publicly, a brokerage would hold that listing privately within their office, and it would not go on the MLS. So it was privately held, and then if for some reason there was public marketing, that CCP trigger would happen, and it would be put onto the MLS. So those still avenues exist. You've got your active listings, your office exclusive listings. There's now just that in-between third listing type, which is that meet in the middle, where it is on the MLS. You are able to market it. It's just not being fed out to those public data websites.
Perfect. And this is really kind of born out of the idea that NAR is giving us more ability to offer more options to our sellers, correct? Because
Yes.
all of this is at the seller's guidance, correct?
Yes.
They can choose, nope, go live. Nope, I want a exclusive office listing, maybe for privacy's sake, or let's meet in the middle, like you said, and go, no, we want to advertise to all the agents, but we want to kind of keep it in that window for now, and then maybe change it later on. And if you start with one of these, you can change, correct? Like you can go live after being exclusive. I just want to make sure people get that it's not, if you're picking one, you don't have to stick with it.
Yes, the main thing is you're absolutely right. It is all about what your client, what the seller, what they want for their property, and
Sure.
you as the agent working with them, explaining these are all of the options that are available to you. Let's look at your situation and see what makes the most sense to get this house sold on your behalf.
That's great. Okay, perfect. So what's the next steps here then?
Yes. The next steps are to stay tuned. So this information is being rolled out by NAR. This is information that we're looking at ICAAR at the board level, that we have our MLS committees, our forms committees kind of addressing what needs to happen to get this new policy implemented. So first and foremost, nothing's changed at ICAAR's rules. We will be rolling out like this new listing type, as well as the required like disclosures that will go along with that listing type. So just know that our MLS committee is working on some policies, our forms committee is working on some disclosures, and then this summer we'll be rolling that information out to you guys.
Great. So because NAR is giving all local associations kind of the leeway to decide what they want to do, what works best for their market.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes timeframes and just different rules and regulations that kind of go around this new rule from them, correct?
Yes, there's some local control involved, so we want to make sure that we get your broker buy-in, and we're making these policies customized for our market and what makes sense for our members.
That's fantastic. That's great. So we'll get more to come on that. And because if I remember correctly, September 30th is when everything has to be into effect, but we're hoping to really get ahead of the curve on this so that we can have it ready to go for the real busy season here locally. So great. Fantastic. So we'll have more on that. And coming up next, we have it's April, and that's Fair Housing Month.
Yes.
It's great. Each year we always want to, commemorate the passage of the Fair Housing Act and kind of educate people on what that means to the consumer, what that means to our clients, and what we should be doing on our end to kind of help promote this. So could you give us a little history of the Fair Housing Act and like what that means?
So the Fair Housing Act here in the USA basically protects that you are not able to be discriminated against when it comes to housing based off of who you are, race, sex, creed, anything like that. So fair housing is very important for us in this industry. And you're absolutely right. April's Fair Housing Month, and we want to make sure that our members are recognizing that.
Perfect. And one of the aspects to this, we're Fairhaven, which is a great program through NAR that kind of helps expose maybe
unknown internal biases.
Thank you. That's what exactly. So you can go through it. I've taken it. It just kind of walks you through different scenarios, gives you different options on the path you want to take. And it kind of shows you like, no, actually you should have done this, or great job, you're doing everything right. And it's a fun kind of class to take online. It doesn't take too long, but we do want to challenge everyone this month to get out there, go online, set aside some time and take the class. So anything more about Fairhaven that?
Yes. So just if you haven't heard about Fairhaven before, it is a free program by NAR available to all Realtor members to take. It's a self-paced simulation, so it's kind of like a class, kind of like a video game. If you have taken Fairhaven before, this year they did re-release it as Fairhaven 2.0. So the curriculum's been updated.
So new stories.
New interactives. But the nice thing is now, if we remember that there's a 2025 started, the new NAR Fair Housing Education requirement.
Yep.
If you take Fairhaven and pass it, that completes your fair housing training requirement.
So you do have to pass it, though.
You do have to pass it. So,
right.
But if you take that, that's a free way to satisfy the requirement. And then also to kind of encourage members to be taking part in this. All month long, we will be recognizing anybody who has completed Fairhaven 2.0. We'll have your headshot posted online. And then anyone who completes the program by the end of the month, April 30th, will be entered into a drawing to win a quarter of free ICAAR dues.
So this is great all around. You satisfy education classes, education requirements. You're getting a new headshot. You're and also getting some chance to win some dues. So
and it's free.
Get on there, do it. What's holding you back?
Yes.
So again, but in addition to this, we also have the NAR Fair Housing Grant.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So ICAAR was able to receive an NAR Fair Housing Grant this year for $2,500. So good. And because of that, we were able to bring in a NAR, he's actually the Vice President of Advocacy for NAR, Nate Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be coming in to teach Focus on Fair Housing. That is a sold-out class, so don't worry about registering. There is another class he'll be teaching in the afternoon if you do want to join us for that one.
Gotcha.
But it's great to see that we're able to bring in kind of national education, highlight an important topic, and clearly our members are seeing that as well since it's sold out so quickly.
He's an expert on the topic, so it'll be great to kind of sit through the class with him. And what's the class he's teaching in the afternoon?
At the corner of smart growth and sustainability. So there are some overlapping themes there.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. So big shout out to Fair Housing Month, April, and get out there and take that Fairhaven. It's going to be great for everybody. We also have some quick updates here. One on the lead-based paint disclosure changes. Just a reminder that all realtors must be using the most recently updated lead-based paint disclosure statement. And where do we find that, Megan?
Yes, so that is available on our Forms platform. So Remine as of right now, and then Form Simplicity as of always. So that disclosure has been updated. Hopefully by now everyone's downloaded the new lead-based paint disclosure, is using that. But a few months ago when we reported this, we had to have a workaround where you were then.
Yeah, you had to add the verbiage into the purchase agreement or have an amendment to the purchase agreement for that. So we don't have to do that anymore.
No, we've now gotten that language permanently put into ICAAR's purchase agreement. So as long as you're using our updated purchase agreement, no need to be writing in that addendum.
Perfect. So we've got the new lead base paint form. We've got the addendum to the changes to the purchase agreement that include that language. So we're doing great on both those. Moving on, I really wanted to talk about realtors in the community and kind of the stuff that we have going on at our association that gives back to the community, that kind of works with the community to kind of show that we're involved. And again, it's our community. We should be supporting it. They support us. Can you talk a little bit about the 1105 free lunch program?
Yes. So the 1105 project is what it used to be called. Our members love that name still, but it is the free lunch program. But that is something that our members volunteer for every quarter, every year, for at least a decade, if not more. So as a reminder, you can either sign up to serve that day. So you're there for a couple hours at the kitchen in Iowa City. You're preparing food, you're serving the food, and then you're helping clean up afterwards. Or if you're short on time and still want to get involved, there's opportunities just to say, yes, I will pick up some food and like ingredients and I'll drop it off the day of.
That's great. Yeah. No, it's impressive because I know nationally it's like 69% of all realtors volunteer every month. It'd be interesting to find out what locally it is because I see people everywhere I go. There's someone always volunteering in some aspect, and even it's not something sponsored by ICAAR. It's a youth sport or it's something with their local community church or something along those lines. I just see people out and about, and it's really impressive. I like to see it.
It is. So our next 1105 free lunch program day will be May 29th. So if you want to volunteer with us that day, we would love to have you. Check out your emails or head to our website, icaar.org, and we'd love to see you there.
Perfect. Thank you. So coming up, we're going to have Jonathan Fell coming on the program. Great guy and doing some amazing things with the YPN committee. And he's going to tell us all about the new YPN Bags Tournament coming up May 30th. So for our next segment here, we have Jonathan Fell, the chair of the YPN committee, and he's been doing a great job. If you don't know, he's an awesome guy and really crushing it with this year's events and fundraising and everything. So I just wanted to kind of go into a few things that we have coming up and have him speak on the topics. But Jonathan, welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you being in here. So can you tell us a little bit more about what's coming up here? It looks like we have the YPN Bag Tournament. That's going to be huge.
So our next big event is the YPN Bags Tournament, which we will hold to benefit United Action for Youth's Transitional Living Program. Our YPN Bags Tournament is something we've done every year for, Megan might have to fill me in, close to a decade.
Yeah, 2018, I think.
Yeah. And so this year, we're hoping to build on the success we've had in the past. It is a big event that we host in support of a local nonprofit. This year, our local nonprofit is the Transitional Living Program at UAY, United Action for Youth.
Sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
And we have a lot of local sponsors. I heard the other day you had a really good job. The committee really knocked it out of the park with getting some more sponsors on board.
Yeah, so we still have opportunities for sponsorship. So if people want to sponsor either at any level to support UAY and their transitional living program, please get in touch. But yeah, we collect sponsorships. We have sponsors that part of their level of sponsorship is they get a new bag board that was played on during the tournament. Nice. Some people bring their bag boards back from previous years. And it's really just a great day to socialize, a little friendly competition, all in the name of a good cause. So okay, with bags, there's a couple different styles of play. Sure.
And, there's always people kind of going back and forth on what they prefer. Yep. How is it structured this year? Like it's a bracket or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have 32 teams.
Gotcha.
And it's bracket style. So relatively standard bags procedure, net scoring. We, first round, then we keep moving on until we have a champion.
Perfect.
We have a lovely little trophy, which I'm not going to spoil for anybody who doesn't know what it is. But and then, we crown a champion at the end of the day. And it's it's just kind of what you're thinking.
So it's at Big Grove?
It is at Big Grove in Iowa City.
On May 30th.
On May 30th.
Oh,
yep.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And how long is it usually? I mean, it's like the whole afternoon, or how long does it typically go?
We start at our first toss at noon. So people can come a little before that to, get their self situated, buy some raffle tickets, get a drink, some food. And then first throw is at noon, and we kind of go until the tournament is done. So it's not all afternoon, but it's a couple hours of hanging out and throwing some bags and enjoying each other.
Who's the team to beat? Who's good? Throw me some names.
I don't know, because some people are going to be out of the country this year, and they're not going to be able to be at the tournament. And so,
wasn't Jack O'Rourke? Wasn't he
Jack O'Rourke was a big one. Yeah, he usually goes all the way. I'm sorry to Derek Schrader, but he's not going to be able to be here this year. But he's usually on a team that kind of makes their way to the final. So. But sometimes scheduling is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, this will be the first, even though we've been doing it for so long, this is the first year I've actually been able to get the date set. I'll be there.
Perfect.
I think Paul Park's my guy this year.
Yeah.
So hopefully he carry the team.
Yeah.
I'm not very good. So
well, that's all part of it. I mean, we're out having a good time. This is for UAY and for their transitional living program. We have various other options. So come and hang out during the day, even if you're not going to play or be a sponsor, come hang out. We have a heads and tails game where we will raffle off to the winner a prize that we're working on solidifying right now. In the past, just kind of get people primed on that, it's been either a year of car washes, a year of chomp delivery for free.
Nice.
So that sort of thing. And then we will also have a bigger raffle prize this year. But what I think is the coolest raffle prize is the youth at UAY are going to be given a blank unfinished board set, and they're gonna decorate it, paint it, design it, and we're gonna raffle that off this year also.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I just think it's always a good time. It's you get to see everybody, network with people, just relax. I mean, people kind of just hang out and enjoy themselves. If you do want to sponsor, how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, so you can email Megan at megan@icaar.org, and that would be for various. She can help you fill you in on all that sort of specifics, but that would be the easiest way to become a sponsor. And otherwise, look forward to sometime in the next couple of weeks, we'll be releasing the team registration.
Great.
So a team of 2 is $100 to come out and play. And again, all those proceeds go toward UAY and their transitional living program.
Well, again, looking forward to it. Great time.
Yeah.
What about upcoming classes?
Yes. So we do have a few upcoming classes. The first one is going to be on April 16th. We still have some spots available for At the Corner of Smart Growth and Sustainability. And then we've got April 24th, the Iowa City Climate Action Division is going to be presenting a lunch and learn overall what they do at the Climate Action Division, but then specifically in their HERS program, so that high efficiency energy rating program that they have for homes. May 1st, we will have a class on real estate and advocacy for 1CE for free. Also, May 1st, we have our free ethics class. I think that one is sold out, but there is still room on the next day, May 2nd, when we have our free law update. So if you're not registered for that, spots will go soon. Please register for that. And then finally, on May 15th, we have Understanding New Construction. So plenty of classes coming up over the next couple months.
A lot of good education. And before we let you go, anything else the YPN has cooking, or anything else that you want to plug while you're here?
Yeah. Throughout the year, we have a lot of regular events. One that will be coming up shortly after the Bags Tournament. We do a Toast to Your New Career for new members in the association. But it's really not just for new members. It's a great way for our existing members to get together again, a moment of camaraderie and socialization, but also to put faces to names. I think a lot of what we do now, for better or for worse, is done electronically. And sometimes, especially for our new agents or newer agents, you don't always get to know exactly who it is. So it's a great opportunity that is specifically designed just for folks to put faces to names, welcome new members, and and have an opportunity to get to know each other.
Yeah, those are always fun. I've been to a bunch of those, and you're absolutely right. We live in a very digital world where, everything's text and, emails and whatnot. So be able to actually meet the person rather than just for the first time at the closing table is a great time. And it helps transactions. It helps things move along well. So,
absolutely.
thanks.
Yeah. And, it's one of those things I think we can all agree that realtors are some of the people that are the worst at updating their professional photos. So sometimes you think you know somebody by their face, and you just really don't because they're 20 years older.
Exactly. So you got that photo 15 years ago, it looks like. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's always good to come out and make sure we meet face to face.
That's perfect. Thanks for everything you do for the committee and everything you do for ICAAR. So it was great to have you on board.
Thank you.
Thank you so
thanks
much.
for having me today.
Appreciate it. It was great having Jonathan Fell on. He's, again, I've said it before, he's great leader to be the chair of the YPN committee, and he's doing great. But just wanted to say thanks to everybody. And, it was great having a guest. If you guys liked that, put it in the comments below. Maybe we'll get some more people on here and kind of have a dialogue going back and forth. But so let's recap some of the points of this podcast here. So many points to recap. Changes are coming to the MLS rules and regs. But ICAAR is on it, so we'll keep you posted and updated. Members should check out the Fairhaven, NAR Fairhaven 2.0, all updated. Make sure, download and get the updated lead-based paint disclosure and residential purchase agreement. And check out, again, our favorite YPN Bags Tournament coming up on May 30th at noon, Big Grove in Iowa City. So this is fantastic. Anything else you want to add? Anything that I missed?
No, I think you're good to go for everything that we've talked about and anything coming up. You can find all that information, all the registration at icaar.org.
You can catch us on Apple, YouTube, Spotify, anywhere great podcasts are developed. But thank you again, and please like, subscribe, and have a great day.